And we're live. Hello, my name is Bryce Tubbs. With me today is Laura Evans. She is the CEO and founder of Trust Your Gut Feelings, and she's equipping women over 50 to transition to their encore career. Thank you so much for coming on today, Laura.
That's my pleasure, Bryce. Thank you so much for having me.
Excellent. Is there anything else you'd like me to add to this introduction of you?
No, I'd be happy to share a little bit about my background. I know that's one of the things you probably want to ask about.
Cool. Yeah, so what was life like before you got into this career, and really what was the catalyst that brings you to this line of work?
Sure. Well, I did what I think most people do and what we are taught to do. I went to school, got a good job. I worked my way up the corporate ladder in corporate America for some major brands. I was president, vice president of marketing areas. Sales and marketing was always really my forte, and I spent over 25 years. In corporate America, working, as an executive running companies for some big brands like J. Crew and the Walt Disney Company, as well as some brands that are in the multi-level marketing area as well. And I'm a mom, and I have 4 children, and I sacrificed my time with my family in pursuit of my career. I thought that was what I was supposed to do, that I was supposed to provide that income, that lifestyle for us. And at the time I was reaching about 45 years old, I was realizing that my life was really way out of balance. And my gut was telling me, my intuition was telling me that I needed to make some changes. So I started preparing an exit strategy to leave my corporate career and be able to start something on my own. And what I started on my own was really focusing on helping people understand that we're mind, body, and spirit, and how we're connected in that way, like how we feel is not just coming from our body, and it's not just coming from our head. It's all places. So looking for ways to heal. And we also went through a journey as a family. Because I had left my corporate job, I was able to be more focused on our family. And we went through a situation with my daughter, my teenage daughter, where she attempted suicide. We discovered an outcry with her that she had been sexually abused by her best friend's dad. And we walked that road of recovery and healing of that trauma and that PTSD with her. And I want you to know she's doing just outstanding now. She's thriving. She's in college, and she's doing so well. And we also pursued justice so that those individuals were not able to harm any other children in the future. And those things, you go through those things in life, and it changes you, and it changes where you want your focus to be.
You know, why do you think it's so hard to find that balance that most people wouldn't expect?
Well, I believe that we're sold a bill of goods, really, in that everybody says, well, you can have it all. You can have the material possessions and the great house and the vacations and the trips, and you can have that balance with your family. And the reality is, you might be able to have all, but you're not able to do all. And you have to figure out what areas in my life require me to show up, that I'm the only one that can show up, and what areas could I delegate or hire someone for, or make a choice that that's something I don't want to have in my life. It's all about choices and compromise.
Now, let me ask you this question. So right now we've kind of had that slowdown time. I don't know, it might be like speed up for you because, like, as a home or a entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
but what is the biggest takeaway from the slowdown time?
Oh, I feel it's been a forced rest on all of us, and although I'm really, we're all sorry to see what's happened and the lives that have been lost as a result of the pandemic. at the same time, it's forced us to evaluate where are we spending our time, what are we doing, and in some cases, with people losing jobs, it's forced them to figure out, do I want to go back and do the same thing that I was doing before? How can I create an additional stream of income? How can I create a savings so that if something like this happens again, I'm not caught off guard the way that I've been? So I believe it's helping people prepare. And at the same time, I'm certainly seeing and hearing a lot of anxiety and depression, hopelessness, and those kind of things are very concerning. I understand where they come from. Hey, I had my own moment. I mean, a couple of weeks into this thing, I just broke down and cried, and I realized that I had to grieve the loss of plans that I had made. And that's absolutely okay. It's okay to feel the feelings. It's important that we have the coping skills to work out those feelings and not unpack there. Feel it, but push through it and move ahead, not unpack there. So I believe that people are learning a lot about themselves in this time, and I'm hopeful that we will come out of it stronger.
Mhm. Let me ask you this question. So if someone has been living and they're reaching their 40s or they're not yet 45, when should they start really being more aware? What can they do to be more aware of what their encore career could be?
Yeah, I believe, lean into what your strengths are, kind of like, that gut intuition. Ways to lean into what your strengths are is there's free strength assessments online that somebody could take to really identify where their strengths are. Ask some friends and family, what do you think I'm naturally good at, and what lights me up? What do you think lights me up? Because sometimes it's hard for us to see for ourselves because we're so busy doing what we think others expect of us. And that's why another question is, another way to identify that is think back to your childhood. What was it that you really loved to do when you were a child? What games did you like to play? What activities, what sports did you like to do? What did you really enjoy doing? Maybe had a dream for and walked away from. But figure out what it is that that lights you up and helps you have a sense of purpose. There's a quote about life is not what we get, it's about what we give, and it's discovering that purpose is when you really feel more complete and more whole. So that's what I encourage people to do, is think on those things.
Just kind of switching gears, talking about vision. What is the vision for your life, or as far out into the future as you would like to go?
Yeah, I have a vision over the next 5 years that I expect to reach over 7,000 families in terms of helping them understand the connection of mind, body, and spirit, and healing some of the stressors that are in their life, which is connected to gut health, and it's also connected to mental well-being. As well as their vision for what they want to accomplish, and I also have a vision of, through that, we will be contributing 6 figures a year to the charity that we created, providing scholarship therapy for abused children who could not afford the therapy. Therapy has been such an important piece of my daughter's healing that she was inspired to create that foundation.
Well, there's a couple different ways we can go. So I keep noticing your shirt. Is that a shirt for your brand?
Yeah, trust your gut.
Your gut.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. So where can they go to either learn more about your charity, or where can they go to learn more about you?
Sure. It's you can find me on trustyourgutfeelings.com. There's also my LinkedIn is Laura Evans Trust Your Gut Feelings. I'm on Facebook, Laura Evans Trust Your Gut, and on Instagram, Laura Evans Trust Your Gut. So you can find me in all of those places, and you can read more about our journey as a family related to child sexual abuse prevention at learnfromherstory.com.
Nice. You know, here's one. What does success mean to you?
Oh, that's a really good one. You ask the best questions, Bryce. I've been
Thanks.
watching some of your interviews, and you're very talented at asking good questions.
Yeah.
So, what success means for me is I go back to that vision that I shared with you. Um, Reaching 7,000 families, and I came to that number of 7,000 families because it sets up the contribution that I want to make to the charity organization. So
Mm.
reaching 7,000 families to help them improve their overall gut health, improve their overall wellness, their mental well-being, uh, feeds that charity and helps us reach thousands of children that way. So for me, that's how I define success. I don't define success as material possessions. I mean, I have a place to live and I have clothes to wear, and the basics are important for sure. I'm thankful for the health of my children and well-being of my children, so that's important as well. But I would say that, like I said, that vision is what I go back to. It's my anchor as well as my lighthouse of what success is for me.
Nice. Do you have anything new going on? Like any new projects, programs, conferences, courses, books?
You know, I have I've been doing a lot of interviews with podcast, and that's probably my newest project that people will be finding me on. I've been invited to share either different aspects, either what we're doing in terms of child sexual abuse prevention, or on the gut health side. I am accepting clients for coaching right now. I recently completed a coach certification program that is all about life balance. That was really helpful to me, and I find that it's been useful in my business with my clients. So I'm accepting new clients for coaching. So that would be my newest project.
Nice. We already talked about where people can go and find you. So if they wanted to connect with you a little bit further, where could they find you on social?
I hang out a lot on the main three: the LinkedIn, as well as Facebook and Instagram. So they can message me on any of those platforms. And again, it's Laura Evans. Trust your gut feelings.
In case they can't see you, in case we're doing a audio only, can you spell out your name?
Yes, Laura, Laura, Evans, Evans. Trust your gut feelings is where it is.
Nice. Excellent. Thank you so much for your time today and coming on the
Oh,
show.
thank you, Bryce.
Excellent. And for those watching, we thoroughly hope that you found this valuable. Now, if you've been searching for a place where other people are improving themselves and helping others do the same, I recommend that you come and check out our free community. I'm going to leave a link either above or below the video. I just wanted to personally invite you because it's a mastermind where people come together and support each other every single day. So if that is what you have been searching for, come on and join us inside. Now, hopefully you enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed creating it. Feel free to hit that share button so other people can get some great value as well. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. We're done recording in 3, 2, and